Growing pains for the city of Bend. One of those you're going to find underground, and it's going to be expensive to fix. I'm Dave Adams. Estimates are that it will take $80 million to make the sewage collection system, that is the underground network of pipes that snake throughout the city, able to handle the current demand placed on it. Tom Hickman is the Assistant Public Works Director and City Engineer for Bend.
Probably some of the most significant challenges with the collection system side of it is finding a way to convey the wastewater around the city and get it out to the treatment plant and do that in a cost-effective manner. These are large diameter lines. We're digging through rock. They have to be gravity systems to at least some extent, and there's large expenses associated with that. Putting in that size line as a gravity line. You know, we are trying to use the topography, the area as much as we can, but you still have segments that are rather deep, and those parts are very expensive to install.
There are some rather dramatic system failures that are occurring, I guess if we could call it that. People are actually walking and driving through sewage in Bend?
On some occasions, it has happened, and what we have now is as the collection system was installed, it was going in so rapidly, it was so spread out that, as one area went in, it wasn't well understood how another area, mile, 2 mile, or even 5 miles away was going to impact that. At the time, the city did not have an adequate model to address what was happening. And so a lot of assumptions were made. What it's led us to now is situations where we have sewer collection systems in certain parts of the town that reach capacity. And what I mean by that is that pipe gets full, and then the manhole that pipe is connected to fills up and then ultimately flows out onto the public right-of-way. And that has happened a few times around the city. It especially occurs during wet weather events, but it has happened in some dry weather events as well.
What parts of the city? Where do we watch our step?
The area that's probably best known is up in the northeast area of the city, really along the 3rd Street corridor there, and heading out towards the mall area, but not within it. But that corridor in there is where we've had it occur.
How often does that occur?
What we consider a surcharge event, meaning water's backing up into a manhole, that's happening almost daily. But as far as that manhole actually overflowing out, we're seeing that happen probably a half dozen times a year.
What has caused this? Has it been rapid growth? I guess there's a couple things that have caused this. What are they?
It's hard for us to say, we don't own some of this responsibility as the city, as Public Works. A lot of the staff that's here now wasn't here at the time that a lot of this, so we can only go based on what we've heard. The amount of growth that was going on was not allowing people to really slow down and take a look at the bigger picture system of how it was functioning dynamically. Also, as I mentioned before, the city lacked an adequate hydraulic model. Without that hydraulic model, you're really operating in the dark. It's very difficult to understand what's happening without a hydraulic model. And then, of course, fundamentally, there was a lot of pressure to get growth happening, to get it in here and get things built. And when you do that, things get overlooked.
Now, the 14.5% increase in sewer rates isn't going to pay for all this, is it?
Not likely. 14.5% probably won't cover that enough, and that's why the city's going to need to look at other funding mechanisms and financing opportunities, including looking at public-private partnerships to get some of this work done, just because it is so large. Because in addition to the collection system, we also have the treatment plant itself is at capacity. And it needs to be upgraded, and you're talking, another $20 to $40 million of upgrade and with the treatment plant, in addition to the work that needs to be done on the collection system.
Tom Hickman is the Assistant Public Works Director, City Engineer for the City of Bend. We will continue to follow this story for you. I'm Dave Adams. Take 5 is a production of 1110 KBND Radio News. Depend on us.